You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and we got some major injury news on Jalen Brunson as he left last night's game with a right ankle injury. With 2 minutes remaining in the ball game, he got fouled, shot a free throw, and immediately walked into the locker room where the Knicks were down by at least 15 points. And it's not good. Brunson was seen leaving the locker room to go home after the game with a boot on his right leg, and he was on crutches as well. Brunson is a guy that always seems to be playing through some sort of injury, and he has rolled his ankle a dozen plus times with the New York Knicks, and he usually just re-enters the ball game. It was a blowout at this point. But it does worry me and makes me feel like it's pretty dang serious that he had to leave the game in a walking boot and on crutches. This makes me think this is going to potentially be more than a couple of days that it's going to be bothering him, and maybe even a couple of weeks. The Knicks do play again on Friday. I don't know if Brunson is going to be out there. I would say there is no need to rush him back. You got to make sure he is 100% healthy. But this is not great for the New York Knicks as Jalen Brunson, what appears, has a major ankle injury, forcing him to leave the game on crutches and in a walking boot. If you want Jalen Brunson to be healthy, hopefully the injury is not that serious, hit that thumbs up icon right now. Why did the New York Knicks lose? Because the Orlando Magic, as corny as it sounds, they just wanted it more. They beat you up on the glass. They played you in a very physical manner, and they were up by 20 at the half, and the game never really got put into jeopardy. The Knicks cut it to 9, but it was one of the fake comebacks that the Knicks are the greatest at. Orlando had 49 rebounds. The Knicks had 37. You also had just 20 assists compared to the 29 for Orlando. It says you have one less turnover than them. The Knicks, I believe, had 8 turnovers in the first quarter and up to like 10 in the first half, and that is ultimately where the game was lost. You shot the ball horribly from 3, and you didn't defend the three-point line either, something that is becoming a major problem for the New York Knicks. It honestly felt like Tom Thibodeau was back on the sideline tonight in the way the Knicks went about trying to put points on the board. A lot of ISO ball, a lot of I'm going to do it myself, a lot of I'm just going to go and get my shot. No ball movement. I think that is directly reflected in the amount of three-pointers that the New York Knicks got up. The Knicks have been a team this year that have been in the top 5 of three-pointers attempted. The Knicks this year are averaging, I want to get the exact number for all of y'all. The Knicks are averaging 44 threes per game. You get up 36 tonight, and that to me says you didn't move the ball, and that's reflected in the assist numbers as well. The Knicks before tonight were averaging 28 assists per game. I thought it started at the beginning. Brunson got into this game, and he kind of, and look, I'm not blaming this game on Jalen Brunson, but it set the tone. He went to the rim. He was hunting his own shot. He was trying to get Jalen Suggs in foul trouble, and I thought that just bled on to the entire team. Yeah, Brunson had 31, but it was a dirty 31 and inefficient from 2 and from 3, and he was getting exposed on defense, as was Karl-Anthony Towns. I thought Towns played one of the worst games of his New York Knicks career. It was a lot of losing plays from him out there. He let the physicality of this game affect the way that he played on offense and defense. He was horrible. And tonight is the type of night where you ask yourself, can you win a championship with Karl-Anthony Towns on your team? I get it. It's November. That's a major overreaction, but I know everybody is thinking it, so I'll just go out and say it. Karl-Anthony Towns was horrible tonight. He should be embarrassed with his performance. He was soft, he was inefficient, and he made losing play after losing play. Nobody was good enough. OG Anunoby was awful as well. Franz Wagner cooked OG Anunoby. Your wings that are supposed to be the best in the league were dominated. Franz Wagner took you to school, and they didn't even need Paolo Banchero. He left the game in the first half injured, scoring 4 points. Wagner got everything he wanted. It didn't matter if they put Bridges on him. It didn't matter if they put OG and an OB on him. The Knicks had no answer for him. I thought Bridges was bad. I thought OG was missing in action. It was a no-show from the duo at Wingstop. A little bit disappointing on that front. I thought Josh Hart came in and fueled the fire of not being ready to play. He had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. His energy, I thought, was zapped. And I don't want to blame it on the Knicks out of back-to-back. I think that's low-hanging fruit, and that's easy to do. They weren't ready to play. They didn't look like they wanted to play basketball, and they were run out of the gym in an embarrassing fashion. Hopefully they could pick it up as they do play the Miami Heat on Friday. A lot more to discuss about this game, but first, I got to tell you about our proud sponsor, DraftKings. I want to welcome back DraftKings, the sponsor here on New York Knicks Now by Chad Sports. We love having them as a sponsor, and they got an awesome deal going on for all of the real ones. All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. New customers, bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass. Plus, score $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. It's an awesome deal. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description. So, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KnicksChat. That's code KnicksChat. Bet $5 and get 3 months of League Pass. Plus, get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, pass-through of per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. NBA League Pass. Auto renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Mitchell Robinson was back in the lineup tonight after missing the front half of the back-to-back on Tuesday. Not much of an impact from him. 2 points, 8 rebounds. He was a minus 11 on the night, so not much work there. I thought Miles McBride played a horrible game off the bench. There was a point where he was 1 of 5 from the field, or it was 1 of 6 from the field and 1 of 4 from 3. The ball pressure from Orlando, I thought, kind of exposed that Miles McBride is not ready to be a full-time point guard. That's essentially how the Knicks are using him off the bench. I've never believed he has the ball handling ability, and his handle is just too loose to handle a ball, handle the rock as consistently as he did tonight. I thought he was forcing the action. I thought he was flopping. The Knicks defense as a whole was a joke, and they were consistently whining to the refs. The whistle benefits the team that's going to bring the physicality. The Magic brought the physicality, and they got the whistle. The Knicks, they looked soft, they looked weak, and they got pushed around a lot. I don't want to overreact to a game in November, but this should be a wake-up call for this team that if you don't show up, you can get blasted in this league. Orlando entered, 5-6? They're now 6-6. This is a team that a lot of people thought will be at the top of the Eastern Conference that could give the Knicks fits. That length on defense, the ball movement, they dominated you. Like, they beat your ass. That's all I really have to say about the outcome of this game. Desmond Bane has not been good this year. He's settled in nicely tonight, 22 points. Anthony Black, I thought, was amazing for Orlando. When the Knicks started to threaten in that fourth quarter, he hit big shot after big shot. Wendell Carter took it to Karl Anthony Towns on both ends of the floor. Gogo Batatse, player that I wished was on the Knicks in the summer of 2024, he was awesome. And Jalen Suggs, he set the tone defensively. He made it hard for Brunson, a dirty 31, physical, bumped him around, and the Knicks got punched in the face early on in this ball game. It was 12-6 at one point, and the Magic, they never really looked back. So, you lose your first game at home, But you're right back to it on Friday. Hopefully Karl Anthony Towns can play some winning basketball, and maybe we can get an update on Brunson. Hopefully he doesn't miss too much time. Major shout out to y'all. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on social media. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @MarshallGreen_.